welcome back to another video. I don't usually introduce myself, but my name's Emily if you're new here. It's been a minute. It's been a while since I've properly vlogged, so excuse me for that. But I didn't have a lot going on in the month of February, so I thought it would be fun to film a reading vlog, and thought it'd be fun particularly to film me reading my book club's book of this month, which just so happens to be Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. I've never actually read this. I know the general premise of the book with all the talk going on about the book and the movie. This ended up being one of the options I put in for this month, and it ended up winning. So I thought it'd be fun to film myself reading this for the first time. Like I said, I've never read this book. Of the Bronte sisters, I've only read Charlotte Bronte's work. But one of the reasons I think a lot of us ended up choosing this is because of the release of the movie that just came out. And we thought it'd be interesting to go see the movie after reading the book. This vlog is just going to be me reading the book. I don't think we'll get to watch it in the time that I film this, so maybe I'll do an update later. Who knows? Either way, I'm actually barely on chapter 2. I started this yesterday and I only got one chapter in. I've been reading a couple of other books at the same time, so yes, I'm trying to remember that this is technically due at the end of the month, before we end up choosing the next one, but I kind of want to get through some of the ones I've been reading digitally so I can focus on this. But I thought it'd be fun to start this. Hopefully I'll start picking up in pace. I'm also gonna definitely reference some summaries just so I am able to properly grasp what is going on, so that I can actually enjoy the book as it's meant to. I know people say that the more you read, the more you're able to pick up. So if I really enjoy this, maybe it'll end up being reread later in life. Anyways, right now it is a little confusing. I do tend to reference the notes section a lot when I'm reading. And they also provided a family tree that I know I will end up referencing a lot as well. I will be filming myself reading this book. Don't know how long it's going to take. Hopefully I'll finish it by the end of the month. And yeah. So I guess just I enjoy, and I'll see you the next time I have an update. One thing about reading this is I wish I had some of the cultural background when it comes to being able to fully enjoy this book. I know usually I tend to read the instruction, which they have, clearly, but I chose to skip it, and now I fear I may need to go back.
You're reading Wuthering Heights, right?
Yeah. He does not know how to read the room. And I don't know, he says whatever comes to his head, and then he gets angry when he feels like he's being, I don't know. And then Heathcliff, he says such a temper. Also, I keep getting confused because basically it's a very incestuous relationship between the family lineage. So, like, yes, you can refer to the little family tree. Also, this is guy that works for them, and he has a Yorkshire accent. So Emily writes the Yorkshire accent, how she thinks it should be pronounced, how it sounds. So I'm like, so confused, I don't know what the heck it's saying. I'm like, oh, what is this difference? I really don't get it. I have to use context with it to understand what he's talking about. So, I'm on chapter 11, and we see Heathcliff he learns about Isabella's affection for him, and obviously Catherine is not about it, but he's like thinking. He kind of realizes that there's something that he can get out of it, and then, of course, we see Catherine and Heathcliff argue. So basically everyone's upset at each other in one way or form. Because of Heathcliff and Isabella. But Edgar punching him in the throat, I did not expect that, because he starts crying, and then he punched him. But he did run away right after, so I think he knew that. If Heathcliff were to come after him, it wouldn't be a good result. Anyways, Catherine is so over the place. Like, we're soulmates, but I'm married to Emily. But we're going to keep Heathcliff because I can't be separated from him. You're going to talk about it. I'm sorry, girl, but you stupid. Then goes back there. So then we have him. So he comes back later. And he's like, oh my god. So it's Happy that. He was back. Obviously, Edward, not happy about this. And then when she found out about affection, she's like, you can't marry him. He only says he's a damn guy. And just like, she's his girlfriend. Like this. And then, oh, the story. Catherine is all over the place. I'm almost done with volume 1. There's 14 chapters in volume 1. So I have 3 more after this. And then I'm on to volume 2. There's definitely so much going on. So it's been very interesting trying to get through as much as I can. Today I'm off, so we'll see how far I get. I'm hushing
Chapter 12.
I'm
While Miss Linton moped about the park alone, all was silent. Exclaimed,
Rally the
Since
troops
no one
for
cares anything about me,
another
I wish I had
affray.
not taken that.
I sing
While
the
after I heard
softly
another,
to myself.
I'm not. He is
I
continually
sing the
unresponsive, since
softly
he has no other society. I should not have spoken so. I'd killed myself directly. These 3 awful nights, I've never closed my lids. Oh, I've been tormented.
I'm buried beneath the sand.
I begin.
There's no way to speak or reach out my hand. Watching the paper slowly unfold.
I sing this softly to myself. I sing this softly to myself.
I'm on part 2, volume 2. On volume 2 now, so I think it's like a little under 50%, 40 something. Yeah, we'll see how far I get today.
$6:50 a.m. on a Tuesday, bathed in bird song. The moment I wake, turn the dial to the right place. This is my morning, Tennessee way. The dog is ready to be walking.
Update on this. I am currently on page 200 of 350, so definitely over 50%. It got crazy. Now it's calmed down a bit. So we'll see. I know what happens due to the family tree and kind of assuming what we learned in the present day on the first couple of chapters. How we get there, I have no idea. I feel like it's gonna get crazy again, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay, I'll get back to reading.
Seen a broken, started walking faster. Hearts are bursting, moving early. This is morning, Tennessee made me kick the burned out bottle.
Okay, hello. I'm outside for a change, but this may be my last update before finishing the book. As you can't tell. I only have really about 20 pages before I'm done with Wuthering Heights. And oh boy, I think this is such a, well, I have not read that many classics, but it's definitely rather unique compared to the ones I have read, mostly due to the point of view that it's told. It still felt very immersive, but you don't necessarily get the insights to each character's personal reflections. However, you can definitely see how they feel because Emily Bronte writes them so expressively. Like, they're so, the way they interact with each other and how they speak, it's just so, like, you can gather a lot of their emotions and how they feel about one another just through witnessing someone else's, just through seeing through someone else's eye how they act, if that makes any sense. But wow, the drama, and not to reduce this just to like dramatic story, but like, whew, getting into every single character's relationship to each other and their response. It's just so, it was a lot. Getting into it at first, I was like, what was I just thrown into? Straight from the jump. But progressively you can definitely see why everyone is so intense in their reactions to each other. I don't know, I have about 20 pages. I intend on finishing it right now, most likely. And then I guess I can give my final review.
Nursing a sunburn, I got on the Harpeth in the narrow sycamore sway.
finish the book. Wow, oh wowie. I think Bronte did such a good job of, I mean, I don't know, I would say, I don't think this would be considered a happy ending, but I definitely think it kind of all came to at the end. Heathcliff's passing, I think he was happy because in his head he'd kind of already reunited with Catherine. You can tell by the way that he acted. He was already seeing her. I knew that their time together was like near. So the way he left, despite his revenge, I guess, kind of unraveling with Kathy and Hareton, I guess, ending up together, it didn't really matter at that point because he knew what essentially he wanted in life, which was to be with Catherine. It was gonna come, and that was all he could really ask for. And as for Kathy and Hareton, I mean, despite everything that they went through, they were pretty content in just being with each other and not having to worry about, I guess, any of the torment that came with Heathcliff prior to his end. Nellie, obviously, just, I guess, especially having seen both Hareton and Kathy grow up, she was just happy that, I guess, two of the people she cared the most were, I guess, happy. I'm using the word happy, but I guess in overall, like, the way it ended just made sense for everyone. And I don't know if anything was necessarily resolved because everything was so big. There was so much that happened to everyone. So no issues were resolved. None of the dynamics were necessarily resolved except Kathy and Hareton. But I just think, I don't know, it just made sense, and it was so interesting to read. Like I was saying earlier, that from this point of view, from an outsider, not only Nellie's narrative, who was a part of this whole family since the beginning, witnessing Catherine and Hindley growing along with them, Heathcliff's introduction, but we're getting kind of we're getting it through an outsider, especially near the end. We kind of see how none of it really made sense in that outsider point of view because everyone in these two houses were just so intertwined with each other. It was a rather enjoyable book. I definitely want to see a proper adaptation of the movie to see kind of how they go about showing the intense connection between Catherine and Heathcliff and the very intense abusive relationships between each generation amongst each other and these two families. I think Emily Bronte wrote such an interesting book, especially for, I know people say it's like so out of the norm when she wrote it, and I would even say like it's pretty out there for even a book now. Of course you'll see so many different things, but like for a fiction book that normally involves aspects of romance and passion and family dynamics, it's just so out there for how intense and dramatic she wrote it, while yet not having that personal insight that we normally get in books. I feel like you get a lot of it through the first point of view. It's just so well written, so unique in its own aspect, and yeah, I don't normally rate classics just because I've never really been accustomed to them, so I don't think I'm gonna give this a rating. I think I'll definitely settle into it. I still like to read a couple of the chapter summaries just to make sure I grasp the essence of the story. I never want to feel like I missed anything. And I definitely think this would be a reread for me in the future. I will go back and tab a lot of the pages that I found interesting. I didn't have my tabs previously when I first started the book, and I was already about 70% through the book by the time I was like, wait, I kind of want to tab these because they're such interesting prose, or the scenes themselves were so starkingly intriguing or astounding, or just stuck out, that I definitely want to go back and kind of just I already know a lot of the things that I'm thinking of tabbing, but when I talk with my book club, whatever that is, or if I watch an adaptation, whether it be the new one or any other one that's already existed prior, that I want to see how, if they interpret it and how they do it, if they do, and just to keep it in my head, because I don't know, again, so well written, so interesting. Having read Jane Eyre now, and by Charlotte Bronte, and now Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte, I definitely want to look into at least one of Anne Bronte's books, see how they differ in each other. That's the end of my reading vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope any thoughts and opinions I've stated during this entire book made sense. I don't even know if I understood what I was trying to say, so I apologize if it doesn't, but thank you for following along with me, and I'll see you again in the next video. Bye!